A very pleasant evening to you out there. Thank you for joining us on another edition of National Talk on ECWA Television International. Today being the 24th day of February 2023, we shall be looking at the 2023 general election as well as the matters that are arising amidst assurances. My name is Joyce Jakada. I'm not doing this alone. I have a legal practitioner in the studio talking about Barrister Godfrey Matthew. Good evening and welcome to National Talk.
My pleasure being here, Joy, and good evening, our esteemed viewers.
I like the smile, it gives hope, you know.
Really, we need to
I was
smiling
discussing
and
with someone earlier. I said the hopes are high. Like this election is like we've never had elections before. Everybody's really prepared. People are taking the campaigns officially off, but people are actually doing the talk about the election, voting rights. You go to status, you see like the spirits is high, and obviously from the news paper we saw this morning how that almost everybody, all hands are on deck, like talking about stakeholders during the peace accord. We saw the president addressing the presidential candidates, how that they need to allow the voice of the people stand, and at the end of the day when results is being announced, nobody should resort to violence. And I was actually looking at the faces of the presidential candidates and how they're actually reacting to that message, because the president should seriousness when passing that information, and security agencies have given assurances. This morning we saw how that almost everywhere you see security personnel, and the way they are going up and about like we are ready. Anybody that try to mess up with this process, like we're not going to take it lightly with that person. And I like that fact. Yes. Like religious leaders are addressing their members, people are taking the message from one person to the other. We need to get this right. What is your general assessment of this 2023 general election?
I will be honest with you. Hopes are not only, Nigeria are not only hopeful, but hopes are green. There's a prospect that whoever may emerge at the end of the day will know that he has a lot of responsibility towards Nigeria. And I have a race of peace and assurance in my heart that the next president of Nigeria is going to wipe out the tears of Nigerians, irrespective of where he comes from, because we are in a situation whereby Nigerians are living in a state of squalor. Nigerians are living in a state of lamentation. Things are not what they ought to be. Nigerians are living in a situation that you can envisage. I believe Awolowo will be crying in his grave that was not the Nigeria he fought for independence. Ezekiel will be crying that was not the Nigeria he fought for independence. Murtala Mohammed will be lamenting that was not the Nigeria he was assassinated for. And I can tell you also Sardona will be regretting that was not the Nigeria he mentored for his people to carry over. It is another Nigeria that was taken by people that he never they never contemplated will be. Nigerian today in the eyes of our forefathers are children that are exhibiting attitude that they have not learned from their parents. So we need a leader that will come and write a good history about Nigeria and right the wrongs that have taken place. So we are hopeful that by tomorrow and next time when we come here, we shall be talking about a new president, elect, and by the grace of God, democracy will be sustainable.
That's true. Like I like the fact that you talked about the lamentation. Like no wonder how hopes are actually high. People are really ready to go out there and exercise their civic responsibility by voting the next presidential candidate, the National Assembly members tomorrow, 25th of February 2023. Like you talk about the lamentations about the state of the nation right now, insecurity, the inflation. Look how even the naira scarcity is another phase that actually people have faced and are facing. You know, we can't take that away. The methodology of the implementation has brought about like hardship on a lot of people.
That's
so
a fact.
We can't take that away. And look at the issue of the strike. Students on that part have lamented, like, why is our case different? You go to other climes, people don't go through all this strike 8 months, 10 months at home, and then like education not being prioritized. Over 20 million children are out of school, unemployment getting to 40%, and the lamentation has been on, and people think that this is the time for them to actually get things right. No wonder you see that everybody's really ready to just take that anger to the polls. But my concern is I hope we vote right, because beyond having the PVC and then saying I will vote, who are you going to vote at the end of the day? But let's look at the campaign strategies and then the possibility of winning the elections. We've seen how political parties have been up and about, traveling from one state to the other, one local government to the other, trying to canvass support. And we've seen how Nigerians support us, even on their social media platform. They talk about their candidate, some on good grounds, some on the basis of some sentiments like that. And because obviously when you see some of the campaigns, how the people are going about it, you know that, well, this one is just for some benefits and all of that. So do you think our political parties, as of today, campaigns have actually stopped 24 hours to the election, but looking at all that has happened, do you think these political parties are actually ready?
Yes, the issue of the readiness of political parties.
Have they proven themselves worthy to be?
There are two different things. Okay. Proving yourself worthy depends on which party you could assess. There are three major contenders here. Now, APC, PDP, Nigeria has tried PDP, and in comparative analysis, APC has come into being, and Nigerians are lamenting that the days of PDP are better than the days of APC. But there are other school of thought that are of the opinion that we've tried both APC and PDP. Let's give another party an opportunity to rule Nigeria. And that's where the school of thought that proposed a Labour Party to come into being. But if you look at ideologically, the stand of that party in respect to the national needs of Nigeria, you could be able to analyze and reach a conclusion as to which way is better for Nigeria. One, the ruling party, in the situation it put itself, and also in the situation it puts Nigerians, poor economic policy, insecurity, a lot of other things that affect the national unity, clearly shows that in the minds of Nigerian, well-meaning Nigerian, it is not in favor with a lot of Nigerians. The killings, the protests and protestations that goes in during COVID-19 palliative, the killings in various states, the killing that cut across religious, does not divide between Christian and Muslims, the poverty ratio, the unemployment, all is associated with this regime. It will be difficult for many objective Nigerians to agree that APC maybe deserves another chance. But you look at it apart from that also. The Constitution of Nigeria talk about national unity, peace and progress, okay, as well as federal character as one of the national ethos of Nigeria. But how is APC faring in that regard? You look at it from that angle that when it comes to the selection of the presidential candidate, other parties trying to look up to follow the religious sensitivity and the balance of power. But APC appeared to close the door to that suggestion, and it went on Muslim ticket. And this is one of the issues that have to be that may likely count against APC, because many people see that as a divisive tool. Even among the Muslims, see that as divisive. Then you come to look at also the flag bearers, the candidates of the parties. They look at them, the age group, look at the APC presidential candidate. How can Tinubu sell himself out as Nigerian president? What image will he have if he becomes the president of Nigeria? How will he comport himself in the eye of the international committee? How will Nigerians be able to see him maybe reciting national anthem, engaging in diplomatic activities? How fragile, how sound is his health? All these are indices that you will see. And you now to look at his deputy. What are the indices of his deputy? What report do we have about his deputy? Was he a good person? What are his achievement tracks? And most of those, when you look at it, then you come to PDP. Atiku is among the all presidential candidates. Atiku is one of the persons that you can't take away this fact. He contributed a lot to the democracy of Nigeria. He was there when June 12 was annulled. He stepped down for Abiola. He also engaged in virtually all the election, and he did well in terms of ensuring that Christians and Muslims live well together. I remember when he was appointed the vice president, he showed that his deputy governor, Boni Haruna, and he gave him a support there. So he has that. But the issue that Atiku is now facing is the fact that there was an agreement of zoning among the PDP that says that no, when it comes to 2023, we've tried you in 2019. Let's zone the power to the southern part of the country. But that agreement was not honored. So an Atiku, using his wherewithal, he's using his wherewithal and his strength, was able to emerge a winner. So there are certain groups that now have camp against him. We call them the G5 and other people. So you find out most of those states, and don't underrate the G5. If you look at the G5, River State, Ogun State, and Ebonyi State, I think even Ogun State, among one of the 10 states with the highest number of voter strength. So now you have to look about the 10 voter strength. You start with the Lagos State, then followed by Kano, Kaduna, then you go to Ogun and the other state. You now find out from that state, what is their voter strength? And is that going to affect Atiku? So these are some of the issues. But I believe that Atiku has a better option compared to Nigerians, better option for Nigerians unity compared to APC. And equally, you should look at Atiku as an industrialist. I don't subscribe to the idea that if Atiku come, he will sell Nigeria. No, I don't. But he is an investor, an industrialist that has entrepreneurial skill that will help Nigeria. But now look at the other third person. Who is Peter Obi? Who is Peter Obi? Peter Obi is a leader that Nigerians are saying that we want to have a new test. We want to have a fresh air of somebody that has not been in the system. Peter Obi is a subject of many interpretations that Nigerians are hopeful that he will be the person that will dry away their tears. That will also be a person that will be a solution to their problem. Why are they saying so? Because one, he does not belong to any old school political camp that will say that he came from that angle. Then also Peter Obi is the person that Nigerians are seeing as whose life and testimony in governance are so practically demonstrated that none of those people matching him that have been through. Remember, Tinubu was a governor. Atiku was temporarily a governor, but was vice president. Then Okowa, the deputy was governor. Shetima was a governor. Compare their record track with that of Peter Obi. And I'm telling you, the answer is clear, crystal clear, and the person that has sense will know which one has performed and which one has not performed. Then you now look at it also from this angle that he justified the theory that are propounded by other people like Obasanjo, the third force people want to see. And he exemplified a rallying point for the frustrated Nigerian, for the Nigerian that are suffering from the victim of insecurity, frustration, marginalization. Everybody seems to will be as a person that they are queuing to. So these are the political strength that we are now looking from the angle of PDP. And you ask among the youth, the bulk of the population, Nigeria has about 800 million registered voters that we're having currently now. Among the number, the geopolitics, you find out that this certain. But these people also, don't forget, for you to understand how the intricacies will be, what is their strength in the southeast, what is their strength in the northwest, what is their strength in the northeast, what is their strength in the south side, in the middle belt. This demographic computation and analysis will now tell you their strengths and weaknesses.
That's true. That's true. Well explained and great analysis coming from you. But campaigns have been wrapped up. These people have already traveled. Just this personal now. Have you been intrigued and convinced on who to vote? Tomorrow is the day.
No.
I'm not saying you should mention,
yes.
but have you been convinced at this point?
As a Nigerian youth, I align my mind with where the direction of the youth are directing us to, the situation in the country, and my earnest profession. I'm not afraid to say it. Between Atiku and Peter Obi, if God say anybody is the president, I know that Nigeria is in safer hand. But having another person that does not talk about the unity of Nigeria in this critical moment is not good for us. So we need to, and even our people we should come to a situation that we should be able to tell ourselves the truth. I cannot for all reason to say that because I am involved, because I am interested, so all that goes ahead is well. We are talking about our interests, not about the nation. Remember, if it is a particular money you get, your children will be out of the system of that money. They will travel, they will intermingle with people that don't, and the repercussion and the boomerang will come down on you. So we are looking for a Nigeria that is all united.
That's true. You know, unity is very key because when we look at the foundation where Nigeria
Yes.
is built, equity, fairness, justice, and that's what we continue to live on. And I
Yes.
think anything that will go against that shouldn't be anything that anyone will actually promote. So as we look forward to tomorrow, our waiting, like hopefully, we
Yes.
hope to go out there and do the rightful
Yeah.
voting people, looking at national interest, not just on personal interest as that.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes you see that people are being convinced to just go do certain things just for the personal gain of the politician and forgetting that
Yes.
you have 4 years, next 8 years to live with that decision that you're going to be making. Well, our viewers don't know that we are live on Facebook and YouTube as well. You can do well to drop your comment on the conversation. We're going on a break right now. When we return, our phone lines will be open for you to call and add your voice. What do you think about the 2023 election, especially the presidential election that is coming tomorrow, as well as the National Assembly? What are your expectations? What are the factors that should influence your decision? Stay with us. We'll be right back after the break.
Fellow Nigerians, make una come on, make we vote for our right to yo. Oh yo 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 yo, oh yo 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 yo. Say no to violence, say no to vote buying. If you love Nigeria, let's give peace a chance. If you love Nigeria, vote right. If you love Nigeria, vote peacefully. If you love Nigeria, no violence. If you love Nigeria, use your BBC rightly. Vote for prosperity, good character and credibility. If you love Nigeria, vote right. If you love Nigeria, vote peacefully. If you love Nigeria, no violence.
Thank you for staying with us. You're still on to National Talk on ECWA Television International. Our phone lines are now open for you to call in and add your voice to the conversation. So, Barrister, before we went on, we're talking about the political parties and their preparedness. Now, I want us to move to INEC. INEC has told Nigerians that, yes, it is ready. They are ready to actually hold this election tomorrow amidst fears, insecurity, naira scarcity, fuel scarcity, among others. But they say this election is going to hold. Even when there were protests going on in some parts of Nigeria, they say it won't even deter them. So they have shown their preparedness. Equipment, materials have been distributed. CBN has released funds, among other things. Security, like the National Security Council held meeting and then assured Nigerians of the election holding as scheduled, and they are going to be up and about, and they won't take it lightly with anyone that tried to disrupt the process. So we have seen so many stakeholders talking and all of it. What do you have to say about this INEC preparedness, political party, and then stakeholders?
Yes, I think let me start by commenting INEC. One thing you should know is that INEC has prepared.
Oh, we have a call already. Good luck from Abia. Good evening, good luck, and welcome to National Talk.
We have started celebrating people views. Some people view we give us what we want. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Good luck. Well, he was so brief with his comments. Okay. So we can go on to conversation.
Okay. Now, when you look at it, what is happening is that you must commend INEC comparatively to, with respect to the previous election. In this time around, they took time to explain the BVA, and they also tried to ensure that there is a continuous voter registration. They did that up to the end of this month, even when the court ordered them to extend it. Before the court will do that, they did that. And also, you should commend them for ensuring that voters...
Well, we have Shamal from Kaduna. Good evening, Mr. Shamal. Welcome to National Talk. Mr. Shamal.
Yes, Joyce, my sister, and my intelligent barrister. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I appreciate your discussion this evening. If there's any time Nigeria needs to work together to forget about the past and forge ahead for progress and peaceful coexistence of this country. Is this time when we are working to the polls to exercise our franchise. The wild wind that has been blowing since 2015, even the unborn are feeling it. I enjoin all sundry to coexist in peace so that we'll elect credible, focused, committed, God-fearing, have all at heart. Let us all know that these politicians are going to work for us. We are not working for them. They are our workers. We are being paid, they are being paid with our wages. But sometimes we miss, appropriate issues by respecting them the way we're supposed not to. Though respect is reciprocal, they come to us now begging for vote. And when they are there, they will just sideline us. I enjoin all sundry, as I said, to be calm, to be peaceful. Let us have a cohesive election that will bring Nigeria together, not something that will make Nigeria fall apart. Let us use our conscience to elect credibility so that we get a leader that will take us out of the quagmire we're experiencing in Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shamal. Great discussion coming from him. You can go on, please.
Okay, like I was saying, you must commend INEC for that. And despite that also, INEC took time to enlighten people a lot about fake news that's going on. And also you have to look at the issue on how INEC is taking time to I just learned yesterday, they started paying the hard work staff before the election. This is what, unlike what was happening previously. Also, there was pressure I learned to make INEC not to accept certain class of people, especially lecturers at Adhoc. INEC exercise it independent and say that we have the right to determine who will be our Adhoc workers, and they allow lecturers to come and serve as Adhoc workers. You also have to commend them how they liaise with security, how they liaise with other stakeholders to ensure that election is taking place. You must give them a kudos to that. Now, apart from that also, one other thing that I think INEC need to do is the issue of incidental omissions of logo in some states. That of Lagos, I learned that there was an order, one thing or the other, but there's recently that of Ondo State. So they should try to ensure that those things are addressed, and also learn how they were able to dispatch some of the sensitive material to Bauchi, Imo, and some of the states. So we pray that also other states should get it on time. And even a lot of things that are going on.
We have a caller from Ghana, sorry. Good evening and welcome to National Talk.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to National Talk. Please make your comments.
I am King Kaka from Ghana.
Okay, King Kaka, you can go on with your comments.
A little advice I want to give my brother, sister, Nigeria is that 2020 we went to the polls and the people came, especially the presidential candidates, especially the old ones, they came and promised us heaven. But they never help to us. So I beg them in the name of God. The polls we are going for yesterday, for God willing tomorrow, they should vote for person who will change Nigeria and the South. Ghana. They shouldn't look for those who are selfish, greedy. They'll come for friends. Because Ghana, we are suffering. If Nigeria is progressing, the success will come down here, Ghana here, and we also will prosper because Ghana and Nigeria, we are brothers and sisters. So I wish Nigeria all the best. I wish them peaceful election tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate that call from Ghana. You said we are sister country and we need to do the needful. If things work here, they are going to feel the impact. Please go on.
I think one other thing, you look at the preparation of voters. For the first time, we're having a highest interest by voters, Nigerians, to participate in this election. If you go statistic-wise down from 1999, the highest number we have by then was 56 million. Then in 2003, we have about 60 million. We progressed to 2007, we have about 64. Then in 2011, we have, this is when we have a slightly highest number, 76 point something million. In 2007, 2015, there was a decrease in the number around 64, around 67. But when we reach 2015, we now have 2015, we have now this highest. 2015 to 2019, we have about 84 million votes. But this year, you're having 93 million votes. So you've got to show you that people are becoming interested in the politics of Nigeria. And what is that motivation? One, like I told you, people begin to see that political apathy is another way of contributing to bad leadership. Complicity with exercise of your vote is another way of compromising the national unity, this insecurity that is coming in the country. So people have become active. There were a lot of protests, like I told you earlier on. People look at the cashless policy now. That is a cashless policy that was not pre-planned well and was not programmed in such a way that it will cushion the adjustment program on Nigerians. So they are going to poll to express their mind against the government that initiated that policy. And also you have to look at the insecurity, the poverty index, the unemployment, a lot of things, the backwardness that Nigeria has experienced during this regime. So they want a more progressive area. And that's what I'm telling you, that it will be difficult for Nigerian voters to convince
we have
themselves.
a caller from Delta. Sorry to cut you. Good evening and welcome to National Talk. Please make your comment.
Hello.
I can hear you. Make your comment, please.
Hello.
Go on, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
Kindly turn on the volume of your TV. Good evening.
The system of the election in Nigeria, I said, the system is very, very bad. Very, very bad. It's very, very bad because of the leaders. Because of the leaders. Because of the leaders that is. They are still
Maybe you have to call us back.
To you now, they are still transferring some money to some of those gurus.
Well, please, you have to call us back. When you call us, kindly turn down the volume of your television or you move away from it. That way we can hear ourselves and save time. Please go on.
Now, the issue I was talking about earlier on has to do with the preparation of the voters and their prospects, what they expect from the government. Now, so you see, they want to vote out bad leadership. And like I said earlier on, the dilemma they will have between the choice of Atiku and Peter Obi.
Okay, we have Christopher from Cross River, like the rhyme. Good evening and welcome to National Talk. Mr. Christopher.
Okay. Yeah.
Good evening. Good evening. Please make your contribution.
Thank you, ECWA Television, for keeping us updated.
Welcome.
I appreciate you your effort all this time.
Thank you.
At this point in time, I want to make a comment by saying that this election should be free and fair. Whoever has been imaged as a win, make sure that Nigeria should be peaceful. We don't need violence. The good character of all our leaders in the past is showcased this time. And as well, God bless Nigeria. God bless.
Thank you very much. You can go on, please.
So, like I was saying, this I think, but in the Nigerian population and voters' decision tomorrow, like I said, and many have analyzed, it will take people with a serious mind to overlook that. Because many people may likely say that Atiku has been a part of the same government that brought in this government. So voting him may likely be. And that's what I'm telling you, that the major yearning for new touch of governance, for expected Midas touch, for a touch of a refreshing leadership style, is what Nigeria are looking for in Labour Party. Now, also you have to talk about the preparedness of INEC to some extent. When they talk about the beavers, I remember that in one of their training that I attend as a stakeholder, they were able to say that the beavers could not be hacked, and based on the cyber security arrangement they make. But I think the former INEC chairman, Jega, come out recently to say that, yes, there cannot be assurance that 100% assurance that the online transmission result cannot be hacked. But I can tell you categorically that INEC on its own is trying its best to ensure that that doesn't happen. And that's why you see the chairman of INEC recently say that they have a way they ensure that you snap the results, so that even if the soft copy of the Beaver's accreditation is hacked in the process of uploading, once you snap the result of a polling unit, you send it in a PDF or even in any portable form, it cannot be hacked because already a picture that is snapped. So you cannot hack a document that is snapped, but if it is an uploaded soft copy, it is hackable. So these are where you have to commend the INEC. Just like I said earlier on, the short challenge has to do with the...
Okay, we have Dr. Abuchi from Anambra.
Thank
Good
you very
evening.
much. I want to say something that has to do with the credibility of the election.
Okay, go on, please.
Hello?
I'm with you. Go on.
Yeah, on the side of the INEC. Hello?
I'm with you. Well, you have to call us.
Network hitches. He was talking about something that has to do with the credibility of the INEC, which I think he may either add or maybe even go a contrary way to what I was saying. But these are some of the things that we have to talk about. The system, but I can tell you that Nigerian report system, confidence in INEC this time around. And if you can study the body language and psychologically, you can see that INEC is exhibiting some sense of independence compared to 2019 election. Ask me why. And the answer is one. I can tell you categorically that perhaps, in my theory, Buhari is not contesting for the second term. APC, so he doesn't mind whoever will be there. And remember, one of his legacy, he wants to leave a credible and free and fair elections to Nigeria. So he doesn't mind, like they will say in Hausa, ECWA, feed the K. So anybody that can, whether APC, and from the Naira policy and all the measures he was taking, you can now find out that yes, he really wants to leave a good legacy of free and fair election. Perhaps as a vendetta or a payback to him be a victim of electoral malpractice and unfair.
Let's pick this call from Auchi.
Election.
Okay.
You don't want it to be something that will be wrong, so that they need to talk to people to advise them so that it's something to be peaceful. Sir, hello?
I'm with you.
You understand me? Hello?
Thank you. I'm with you.
Hello?
Well, you do well to call us back. He's talking about enlightening the people. I think that's where he's headed. You can go on.
So you have to look at it from that angle. Then also, how are voters prepared? Like I told you, the coming out, the panic shopping in some areas, and most of the. I want Nigerians to be a bit optimistic that we are not panicking. We should shop to go and relax from the stress of the day. Take the face day, watch your television, enjoy your tea, and having a rest of mind. Pray to God that things will be okay. Let's not go with a pessimistic mind as if we are buying things for in anticipation of some negative things. No, let's be rest assured that God has taken over Nigeria. We are going to have a peaceful
Okay, we
election.
have Reverend Emeka from Abia State. Good evening, Reverend. Good evening.
Hello?
Hello, good evening. I can hear you. Please make your comments.
Yeah. God bless you, my sister.
Thank you.
Okay. Please, there was a thing I heard today concerning the PVC, the ballot paper. The ballot paper from the Lagos and Ondo, that it was not included Labour Party
Logo.
ballot. So, yeah, please. Logo. The logo of the Labour Party did not appear in the ballot paper. Now, yeah.
Well, he's trying to talk about the concern that Nigerians, other Nigerians have raised concerning the absence of the logo of the Labour Party on the ballot paper in Lagos and Ondo.
Yes, I said earlier on that the one in Lagos, INEC came to say that it was as a result of court orders. So some of these issues, but you have to also find out the category. Is it in the presidential ballot paper? Is it in the National Assembly? That is House of Representatives or Senate. So these ones are going to affect that particular election. Now in Ondo State also you have to find out the status of the election in which the logo of a particular ballot party is omitted. So it's going to affect that election. So INEC can intervene even before tomorrow,
Sure.
based on people urgency and estimate, to say that yes, we have a one that they can work tonight, take it by air, by plane, deliver it to the, and they will address that. So it is an administrative responsibility of INEC. Now we also have to look at the role of the security agencies before we are talking. My concern with security agencies, I must salute them. But you see, there's one thing, a partnership between security and civilians. We have to work collectively in order to ensure that we achieve the goal. When security officers started sending videos, threatening, dealing with politicians, making anybody that, I saw somebody posted on platform, I love that, they say, if you are missing your ancestors, try and hamper tomorrow's election. All those things, we are appealing to our security. Don't threaten us, please. we need your civility in combating any aspect of this election that is likely to become volatile. So we need your civility and understanding. They will cooperate with you, and you can see the synergy, how INEC, and I must applaud our security agency. I must salute EFCC for what is happening recently. Just today, we learned that they found a member of House of Assembly, I think Rivers State, with dollars, with the intention for vote buying, and he belongs to PDP according to them. Then also this evening, about 332.4 million was intercepted by EFCC in Lagos. New cash that Nigerians are queuing to get for prospective political vote buying. So these are some of the issues we commend our security. And also, you look at how they are able to ensure that citizens vote without any hitches. So we must commend them for that, and we also need their cooperation. And psychologically, civilians don't like threatening language on just like this. It's a psychological terror to some of them. When you say somebody that want to tamper with the election, if you are missing your ancestor, try, So some of those things, they should try and ensure that orderliness is prepared. We also want to plead with them, to the citizens, to liaise with them, especially the traditional rulers and the vigilante, the community policing service. We must salute Nigerian police and Nigerian army for how they are doing. And if you look at one of the way the security system has clearly shown and contributed to this election, is that virtually in all states, the commissioner of police.
Christopher from Cross River is back. Let's pick this up.
For keeping us updated. I want to thank the INEC for their job well done. I want to say this to each and every one of us, all the Nigerians, that we don't need violence in this election.
True.
They say that we propose and God dispose. Whosoever that will be imaged as the president of Nigeria, we should put our hands together to build up a better Nigeria. We don't need violence. Hello, are you with me?
Yes.
Hello?
I'm with you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Well, I think the
election should be peaceful. Hello?
I'm with you. Go on.
Election should be peaceful. Whosoever is going to vote tomorrow, we pray that no one should be violent, and the security as well. Let it be coordination. Let there be no harassment. That's my contribution to the presidential election tomorrow. God bless ECWA television.
Thank you. Amen. Thank you
God
very
bless
much.
Nigeria.
Amen. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much.
Thank you, Christopher from Cross River. Well, our time is actually fast, and well, before we go, I would like you to talk about this money politics. Before now, like it is the order of the day, even though we saw it playing out from primaries as well, like in determining who becomes in some of these political parties. So quickly, let's talk about this money politics vis-a-vis the strengths and weaknesses of some of these political parties, even as 87.2 million Nigerians tomorrow decide the fate of the different candidates from different political parties. INEC earlier said yesterday during a press briefing that 87 out of the 93.4 million eligible voters, only 87 PVCs have been, 87 million PVCs were collected. So these people are the ones that are deciding the fate of the candidates from the various political parties. So let's quickly money politics, strengths and weaknesses of some of these political parties, and the expectations. The money politics, the prospects of active engagement via money politics has been truncated by the policy of the cashless. That is when you know that money politics was
intended to play a major role in this election. Now, you can recall when the issue of money started, cashless policy, some people that never had Nigerians in mind appear to be populists and be saying that the masses will suffer. But Buba Galadima was able to come out to tell us that a governor in northern Nigeria has 22 billion point something in his house, all cash, seeking to change it. Now you look at also the Supreme Court, the problem that the Supreme Court had, the desperation that our governors, Kano, Sokoto, like I say, Kano, Kaduna, and others that are trying to join Supreme Court in a matter to ensure that they reverse the all Naira note. These are issues that you see the role that money politics want to play. APC governors are in the indicators among those governors that want to play money politics. You ask yourself, why don't you play money governance? Why don't you play administration using money? Why don't you address the essential needs that you took out to prevent? You want to use that to buy power in politics, vote boy, and circumstances does not favor them, and it's not favoring them now, even at the desperate moment. So you can see the reflection also. Look at the recent interception this evening, I think, or afternoon, of 32.4 million naira new cash. This is a money that if it is in circulation, that man who lost his wife because he cannot pay hospital bill, the wife may not have died. That hospital that could not treat a person because of lack of medical facilities, that person will not die. That one that has slept without food, couldn't get, that man that could not access certain essential, but you hold that money. Now you look at it, that money, the way they are using of this money, now look at how somebody can get dollars to go and engage in vote buying. So vote buying to some extent is decimated. But also, I just learned the governor of Nasarawa State that he was sharing food items just yesterday or before yesterday to people that because they are suffering because of cashless policy. What were those food items? When were they with him? When has he started developing philanthropic gesture? If these people, Nasarawa State is a state that I know, if we manage it well, nobody need to feed and give anybody food as arm. Because that state is so resourceful that it can feed 1 or 2 countries in Africa. So we misplace the leadership priority. And if there's one thing that Nigerians are saying is that Buhari has scored a very vital goal in the injury time when he was about leaving the football match. That's one of the greatest contributions he made. Deal with the cashless policy. And when you begin to say, it is said that the most ardent critics, your enemy is your most ardent critics. You can see the eyes, the back of your head in the eyes of your critic. El Rufai has told us who Buhari is. If El Rufai will stand and say that Buhari is this and that, will cast Buhari, will criticize Buhari, we are asking, why didn't they do that for the last 8 days? If Ganduje will say, if Keyamo and the rest, they will describe Buhari in a negative sense because the policy does not favor them. We were asking, where were they? So you now see the danger of money politics. And that's what we're saying. Look at also how Labour Party was affected. I will just learn that some candidates from chairman from Labour Party are saying that they have not been given money to mobilize people. And you know the language of mobilization in Nigerian politics. So, and we begin to know that people are saying that, yes, Labour Party has a less inclination for money politics. And that's what they're even saying that they are tilted towards that issue because that money politics is one of the machines that has laundered the national treasury of Nigeria. By the time they started investigating, you will now see that many of these people from money politics, from one unsolicited contract, all cycles along that line. So you find out that these are the challenges that we're having.
Well, quickly, tomorrow is the D-Day. Tomorrow is the day Nigerians are going to decide who become their president and members of the National Assembly. So what should influence their choice, like in 1 minute?
Nigerians know what they are faced for the 19 years. He who is happy with what he has experienced, let him decide tomorrow. If you are happy with the poverty, the killings and insecurity, vote for it. If you want a new and prosperous Nigeria, go for a government or go for a president that will give us a greener Nigeria.
A greener Nigeria indeed is what we want. Thank you so much for doing this with me. Great analysis as always. Really appreciate.
My pleasure.
And to our viewers out there, many thanks for staying with us through the show. We really appreciate. Tomorrow as you go out to vote, remember that your vote is your voice. Do not sell your vote. Your vote is your right. Go out there and exercise your civic responsibility by voting the right person. Until we come your way next week, you have a blessed night. Bye-bye.